day, what a day. Give it a few minutes, let the folks come in the room. Come in the room and have a seat. There's one, not sure who we got yet. I wish I could figure out how to figure out who comes on the video. I have no idea. Sometimes it tells me, sometimes it doesn't. I guess the people where it doesn't show me probably aren't my friends. I think when your friends come in, it lets you know. So we'll give it in a second, whoever's joined. We'll give it just a minute. Find my lighting here out here at Peacehaven. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's what that is, because folks will, numbers will pop up. Here's what happens. Just so you guys wonder what I'm talking about when I'm saying this stuff. So like when I start a video, it'll say live, and then you wait a few seconds, wait for people to come in. Well, what happens? Numbers start popping up by the live icon. 1, 2, 3. You see where folks start joining the video, but you have no idea who it is. But then other times, names pop up, and it will say, James Brown has joined, is watching, or something like that. So I think what happens is the folks where numbers just pop up, it's probably somebody who is not your friend. Somehow it shows them on their timeline. But then when your friends show up, their names pop up. So I have no idea of knowing who shows up. I think folks just will, they'll see a video and they'll check on it, and then they'll be like, who is this idiot? That kind of thing. And then they'll switch off, that kind of thing. So yeah, whoever it is, hope you're doing well. I'm not sure who you are, but I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Let my folks check in, and I'll start bringing some word forth. I got a word for you today. I think I got a word. Well, I know I got a word. I know I have a word, but don't want to really get started till I see a few more folks join in. In the meantime, just enjoy the scenery. Check out the scenery here. Eyeball area. Had a good day today. Very good day today. Any day you're north, any day you're vertical is a good day. Any day that you're vertical is a good day. Even the bad days are good days. Got to remember that, y'all. Even the bad days are good days. So, don't think that when you're having bad days is, okay, Allison Fisher, I see you. See, that's what I'm talking about. So sometimes folks will join, their names pop up. I like to wave at folks. But then other times, numbers just pop up. So I think what happens is if they're your friends, their names actually pop up. If they're not your friends, then you just see numbers pop up. So yeah, sitting here at Peacehaven, got the sun behind me. Let me try to block the sun out there. Want to wait a few more minutes before I start. I got something I've been wanting to talk about, but just been waiting, I guess, for the right time. I think now's a good time to talk about it. Nice afternoon. I would take you guys over there to the rose bushes. Our roses are coming in really, really nice. Yellow roses. My wife's bushes, she's got 1, 2, 3 yellow rose bushes. Each one of them, I know 2 of them I gave her for different occasions, Mother's Day, that kind of thing. I think I gave her all 3 of them. But she's got, and they're just gorgeous. I mean, these yellow roses, and they're different type roses. Like one bush is the real big roses, blossom. And then the other ones are smaller roses, smaller yellow roses. And then the other one is, they're roses, but the bloom looks different. So, I don't know the different type roses. Hey, Martha. I see you, Martha. Hope you're doing well. Just sitting here getting ready to talk to you guys for a few minutes. It's, I don't know about where you are, Martha, but it's kind of chilly where I'm at right now. It's like, yesterday, like Monday, it was like 80 degrees. You could go swimming. Now, today, it's like, I'm seriously thinking about going over there and starting a fire in the fire pit. But I don't want to be out here that long. I get a fire going, nice hot fire, and then I'm like, man, I'm ready to go in the house. But yeah, just sitting here, was telling the folks about Myra's rose bushes over there. We got some beautiful rose bushes that the roses are coming in really nice right now. Out here at Peacehaven, 3 of them, 3 rose bushes, and I mean they're really blossoming really nice right now. But hope you're doing well, Martha. You and Alfred. I see where he comes on the videos sometimes, checks it out. Hope he's doing well. Hope all the fam is doing well. The girls. Amber's doing well. Amber's in Richmond. She's holding up really well. She's you know, she works from home, so I'm actually really proud of her because, you know, sometimes you can feel like you're isolated, you know, especially right now, and you know, your mind can start playing tricks on you and stuff like that. Like cabin fever starts setting in, but she's holding up really well. I mean, I'm really proud of her. She keeps herself occupied. She works a lot from home, in meetings all day, stuff like that. Linda Gross, I see you. I'm gonna wave at folks here, but I'm gonna just I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I titled the video "It's a Good Day" because it is a very good day. Now listen, as I like to always start, I like to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to see just another day. This is a day that we've never seen and we'll never see it again. And this is a day that he didn't have to let us see. You know, there are so many people, as we know right now, there are so many people who were here yesterday and aren't here today. And I think more than anything right now, this pandemic has offered us a lot of opportunities. And when I say that, it has offered us a lot of opportunities to get back to doing some of the things that we've lost and have gotten away from. It has given us an opportunity to think about some things that we may not have been thinking about and have allowed to slip away from us. And it has given us an opportunity to really appreciate life. And if nothing else, this pandemic has really given everyone, I would dare say everyone, and it should have given everyone, a new outlook on life, a new way of looking at life, a new respect and appreciation for life. When we see and hear about death all around us, we see and hear about it every day. It's almost like even if you take in a lot of news like I do, you can even see the numbers climb just within a day. So understanding that there are folks that are losing their lives almost by the minute. I mean, really, almost by the minute. There's no telling how many people in the course of me doing this video, in this time span of me doing this video, there's no telling how many people that will die here in the United States and around the world, just in the time span of me doing this video. So, again, I think one of the things that this pandemic has given us the opportunity to do is have a whole new respect and fondness and outlook on life itself. With that being said, I want to say, how should I put this? I want to say it like this. I want to say it's the little things that we tend to really appreciate now. The really small things, the things that we probably did just overlook before, that were seeing the insignificant. You know, just me sitting here, watch this, just me hearing the birds right now. It's something different about now, the appreciation. And don't get me wrong, I've always appreciated life. In fact, most of you who know me very well and that are close to me, you know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm the kind of person, I live my life, I try to live my life to the fullest. I try to live each day, and this was before Corona, okay? I try to live each day. I try to live each day as if it was my last day, and I try to just make the best of every day that I have. And this is prior to Corona. So certainly, with the onset of the coronavirus and the pandemic that we're literally in right now, and we're in living history. History does not feel like history when you're going through it. But believe me when I say, folks, right now at this very moment, this very second, as the clock ticks, we're going through history. This is history in the making. Even with that, and with my appreciation for life even before Corona, with us going through what we're going through now, I have an even greater appreciation. So when I say it's a good day, it is a good day because I'm still here. And you're still here. If you're watching this video, you are a witness that it is a great day. I don't care what kind of day you may have had. You may have had one of the worst days you could imagine, but it's still a good day because you're here to have gone through it. Okay, so many people literally are not here today that were here yesterday. And so many people that are here right now won't be here tomorrow. And the thing is, we could be one of them. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There really isn't. There is no rhyme or reason to it. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, blue, green, yellow, Democrat, Republican, rich, poor, male, female, old, young. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you are. It can strike you. It can touch you. It can touch your life. It can touch you. It can touch you, or it can touch someone in your family. Any one of us at any time. And I don't care who you are. So what we have to do is what? You guys know how I am about this. Listen, I'm gonna say it. Listen, I'm like a broken record. I really am, because I'll repeat it until the cows come home. Yesterday is gone, and yesterday is just a memory. Everything in the past, in your past, is just a memory. Oh yeah, you got video you can go back and watch and stuff like that, you know. And sometimes it's recorded history. But yesterday is gone. Your past is your past is your past. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't go back and alter it or in any way. You just can't. It's the past. Now the biggest thing about the past is what? You learn from it. Hopefully you learn from your past. Good experiences, bad experiences. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from your successes. Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow is a hope and a wish. We hope it's going to come. We wish it will and that kind of thing. But it's not promised. And then all you have is what? Right now. So what am I saying? Keep that in mind. Keep that in perspective as we all go through this. Because we're all going through something that we've never gone through before. I don't know of anyone who's gone through this before unless you were around for the 1918 pandemic. The flu back then. Okay, unless you were there for that, and you just happen to live long enough you'd be quite old. But none of us have been through this before. Now, some of us have been better prepared for this than others. I know that I've been prepared for this. I used to wonder why I went through and had to go through some of the things I went through with my situation, 4 years ago now. And God had revealed to me that He was going to use me. He was going to use me to help others. I didn't know how. And even now, as I sit here, it's still being revealed. But God had shared with me that, I always thought I was being punished. I really did. I said, Lord, what did I do? I'm not a saint, but Jesus, I don't think I deserve this. And for a long time, I really thought I was being punished. And then God spoke to me one day. He says, listen, I'm not doing this to punish you. I'm doing this so I can use you. I'm doing this so I can use you. I'm doing this so I can use you to help other people. And I didn't even understand it then when He told me that. I just accepted it. I said, okay, if that's the reason, there's Alfred. I just spoke to Martha, Alfred. I said, okay, if that's what this is about, then I'll accept it. I'll be obedient. I'll go, I'll do, I'll say, I'll speak. Even if I don't understand it, I'll do it. And it took me a while to get to that point, by the way, because I was there was some disobedience in there for a long time, but it took me a while to get to that point. But again, I'm speaking on how God had prepared me for this moment right here. And I see so many things happening. I see people going through things and dealing with things that I went through 4 years ago. Because see, life sometimes, as you're going along in life, and believe me when I say I was flying high. I mean, I think I was at the height of my life. I mean, I was doing the things I wanted to do. I had accomplished a lot of the things I wanted to accomplish. You know, I was getting to that stage in my life where I was starting to look at, okay, I've raised my children and they're doing well, and I've worked a career, and now it's time to really look at how I can enjoy life. And I was really flying high. I mean, flying and golfing and just doing well, actually, I wasn't even golfing yet because I didn't take up golfing until after my kidney situation. But I was flying, just doing all kind of flying and going places and doing different things. Hey, cuz, I see you. And I'm getting to my point. I'm trying to get y'all to my point as far as where my headspace was back then. And man, I was flying high. I mean, really, I was flying high and loving life, enjoying life. And I still love life. Don't get me wrong. I was really living it up. Amber was out of college. I had my money back, had a little bit more money back in my pocket. I wasn't sending it all up to Hampton anymore. And man, my life just boom on a dime pivoted and changed. Boom, almost 90 degrees. Boom, all of a sudden, boom, your life can change just like that. Boom, just like that. Just like that, y'all. Watch this. You flying, you running, you rolling, right? Life is good. You're going, you're living life. And then all of a sudden one day, your life changes. And my life changed. And it was like out of the clear, it was like out of left field. Yeah, there were some things that were going on in my life that sort of led me up to it. I was being watched, okay, being monitored health-wise. My kidney degradation function, if you will, the function of my kidney was slowly decreasing. But then my doctor came to me one day and said, hey, you're going to need a transplant. And we might as well start getting you ready for it now. This was 6 years ago. You're going to need a transplant. We're going to go ahead and start working you up for the transplant, getting you down to Chapel Hill, run your tests, and, get you ready for the transplant, get you on the list and all that. And then I want to go too far into that, but, that's when my life really started to change. And that's when I really started saying, Lord, what did I do? Why me? We go through that pity party thing. Why me, Lord? What did I do? Crying, God said, listen, I'm not doing this to punish you, which is what I thought. I thought I was being punished. I said, I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong, and it's coming back to get me, And God said, no, that's not it. I'm not punishing you. I'm doing this because I want to use you. This is what he told me. He says, I want to use you, and I can't use you like you are now. I got to take you down. I got to take you down to the lowest point of your life. He didn't tell me these in these words, but this is what he had to do. He had to take me down to the lowest point in my life, break me down to the lowest point, okay, and then build me back up. Okay, and what he told me was, I need to use you to help other people. And that's prepared me for this day right now. Everything that you guys are going through right now, everything you're going through mentally, spiritually, I've been through it. I can promise you that. You're going through the whole, what is this about? I'm swatting at this. I think it's a mosquito mosquitoes are coming out now, y'all. You're going through this, why me, Lord, what's this is about? I mean, I was doing great in life, and all of a sudden this came out in the clear blue, and it's changing my whole life. And why me, why us, why now? You're going through that. And I've been there. Watch this. Here's what you're also going through. You're going through some anger. You're mad. Who's responsible for this? Who did this? Why is my life changing like this? You're mad. That's part of the grieving process. Okay? You want to blame somebody. Matter of fact, not only do you want to blame somebody, but you want somebody to pay for this. You want somebody to pay for it. Like, whoever did this, they got to pay. I don't care who it is, the Chinese, whoever. But somebody's going to have to pay for this. Because it's not right that my life had to change like this. Especially over something I had nothing to do with. Check this out, y'all. Remember I did something a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, when I said, it feels like, and it really did. It's when we first, in fact, it was when we all had to go under this stay in place, shelter in place and all that. you know, felt like we was all put on punishment. Go to your room. You know, remember you were a kid? Go to your room and read a book, right? And then you read and you be moping, and then you finally, after a day or two, I wouldn't be on punishment that long actually. It would be like a day. Mom, can I go back outside? Nope. Go back upstairs, read the newspaper, and then write me a 2-paragraph report. Because if you had been behaving in school, you wouldn't be, and hadn't brought these bad grades home. I was always a kid that would bring bad grades, not bad grades, but just I could always do better. I could always do better. And the teachers knew that, and my parents knew that. But I was like a class clown. And I knew that frustrated my parents so much. They like, we know Michael can do better than this, but he just want to be, he just want to be the class clown. And they tried to break me out of it and all of that. And they said, okay, you want to be the class clown? You sit up in the room for 2-3 days while your friends are outside, roller skating up and down the street and playing marbles and everything else. Okay? Mom, can I go outside? Nope. Go upstairs, read the newspaper on current events. That's why, by the way, I'm so big on current events, because that's what my mother used to make us do when we were growing up. She would make us watch the news, read the newspaper, and we had to tell her something every day about current events. Something. She didn't care what. Tell me something about what happened today. What's a current event? So that's why I really keep up with news like I do now. But point I'm making is, felt like a couple of weeks ago, 6 weeks ago to be exact. It's been about 6 weeks now. We all felt like we were being put on punishment. Now, here's what it feels like right now. What it feels like right now, and I'm being honest when I say this. Now, y'all, listen to what I say. Listen to me, y'all. I'm gonna ring some bells here right now. I'm gonna touch some spots. But man, how did he know what I was feeling? Here's what it feels like. It feels like we've all been given a death sentence, and we're all like on death row, waiting for our day to be executed. Okay? It feels like we've all been sentenced to die. One way or the other, eventually eventually the bug's gonna get me. I'm gonna be around somebody who's gonna have it, or I'm gonna touch something and then, eat a cookie, or somebody's gonna sneeze, or I'm just gonna be around somebody and they're just gonna be talking without a mask, and I'm not gonna have a mask on, and I'm gonna pick it up. But somehow I'm gonna get this bug, and it's gonna be a death sentence for me. That's what we're all feeling right now. We feel like we've been sentenced to die, and we're all on death row for something, by the way, that we didn't do. We've been wrongfully convicted, if you will, wrongfully accused, wrongfully convicted, and we've been all condemned and sentenced to death. And we're all on death row, just waiting for our day to come around. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, as cautious as me and my wife try to be. Here's what we feel. Here's what I feel. I know I think she feels the same way. But I feel like as cautious as I'm trying to be, it's going to be some idiot that's not being cautious that's going to get me sick. These people who are not taking this thing serious, it's a big hoax to them. They really don't believe it. They don't believe the news. They don't believe the numbers. They don't believe the death count. They don't believe any of it. And because of that, they're not taking it serious. And because of that, they're going to mess around and contract the virus and somehow give it to me. And here I am trying to be as cautious as I can be, and I'll get it from that idiot. Okay? And just my luck, he'll survive and I won't. Okay? What's up, my man, Lamont? I see you. I'm getting around to my point. So we all feel like, again, we're on death row. And we feel like we've been convicted for a crime we didn't commit. One of the worst feelings you can feel, and this is how we can relate and empathize with somebody who may have been wrongfully convicted and is in prison. And God forbid, somebody who's been wrongfully convicted and lose their life over it. We've heard about those kind of situations and cases where someone was convicted, tried and convicted, sentenced to die, been executed, and then they find out 10 years later the guy had nothing to do with it. And they find out after the fact. Well, it's too late now. You killed the man. Okay? Right? Imagine, that's how we all feel right now. We feel like if this virus gets me, it is because of something I had nothing to do with. I'm minding my own business, dealing with everything I have to deal with in life, and all of a sudden some virus comes along and kills me. Here's the thing about it. Watch this, y'all. This is how we're feeling. I know how you're feeling. I entitled this, It's a Good Day, because it is a good day. But I started to entitle it, I Know What You Are Feeling. I know how you're feeling right now. I started to entitle it that. So this is a good segue for me to get into that. We all feel like we've been sentenced to death. We're on death row. There's a chance we could be executed, and we were all innocent. We didn't have nothing to do with why we were executed. Okay? And one of the worst feelings you could ever feel is to be wrongfully accused and wrongfully convicted. Much less lose your life over it. Lose your life over something you had absolutely nothing to do with. You didn't cause this virus. You didn't cause this virus. You're minding your own business, trying to live your life, and all of a sudden some virus comes out of left field and starts killing folks. And God forbid it takes you. That's a bad feeling, isn't it? It's like, man, it's one thing if I'd have done something and I deserve to die, you know. But watch this. Even the death row inmate or a person that's on death row, even they were afforded what? A fair trial. They were afforded a fair trial, supposedly, you know, for the most part, a fair trial. Appeals, they've run out the appeals. Okay, I mean, you could be on death row. I don't know how long folks can sit on death row. It'd be interesting to find out the person who has ever sat on death row the longest. Okay, but even they get some sort of fair trial, appellate process. Okay, they get an appeal, and then after all the appeals run out and the last minute stays of execution don't happen, then they get executed. You know, but at least they feel some sense of justice because they received a fair trial, even if they were guilty. So imagine if we're sitting around here innocent, had nothing to do with being, you know, put on death row as far as this pandemic is concerned, and it takes our life. Well, look at all the folks who've already lost their lives over this. Innocent people, minding their business. I mean, you see the different stories. You know, the one ER doctor who worked and worked to try to help save lives, contracted the virus herself, went home, recovered from the virus, and then went back to work. And it was so overwhelming for her, so overwhelming that she couldn't deal with it anymore. She just couldn't deal with it, and she took her own life. Her life changed just like that. Just like that, her life changed. Okay? Thomas Knight, my man Lamont, he's a bad dude. Y'all check my man Lamont Brown out. Y'all look at my friends list, friend request Lamont Brown. All right, Thomas Knight, 39 years, is the longest person as of 2020. This brother sat on death row for 39 years. There's some people who don't even live 39 years. You know that? There's some people don't make it to be 39. This brother sat on death row for 39 years. That's like saying, okay, if we were convicted now, we would live another 39 more years. But as we do know, this virus could take us tomorrow. You can have it today, next week you're gone. 7 days. Without a trial. Without an appeal, anything. Now y'all can help me out with this. Maybe you can say, well, Mike, you can appeal to God, and you know, maybe there's some merit to that argument or discussion. I'm not going to call it an argument. But my point is this. This is how we're feeling. Like we've been wrongfully convicted for a crime we didn't commit, and we're on death row, and there is no appeal, and we could be, you know, executed next week for something we didn't have anything to do with. No way at all. So what am I saying? Now, I really had to put a lot of thought into that to come up with some conclusions. So I'm really speaking from my spirit and my heart and my experience right now. Sometimes in life, folks, and this is where God had prepared me 4 years ago to be able to speak like this today. Sometimes in life, things happen, and your life can change in the twinkling of an eye. And we don't understand sometimes why. We can't understand it. We try to understand. We cry out to God, Lord, why would you do this to us? What did we do? Did we deserve this, Lord? Whatever we did we deserve this? But did you ever think that God could be using this? And I'm not even going to say could be using this for a reason. There is a reason. Now, we may not even understand the reason right now. Quite frankly, we may never understand the reason. It may take years if we live that long. It could be hindsight. We look back on it and say, okay, this is why God put us through that. It could be hindsight. I have my theory on why God is putting us through this, okay? But I'm not even going to inject that right now. You know, I've been fighting with this because with me doing these photos for seniors, which I was led to do. However, I got to read Lamont's post here because he's really contributing to this discussion here. The risk factor is there, but the more I push against it, something tells me to keep pushing. And you do that, man. You keep pushing. I got you. That's right, Lamont. Listen, God has you, brother. God has you. Listen, I'm speaking to Lamont Brown right now. Lamont Brown is out here, and he's doing these photos for high school seniors. Now, as we know, the high school seniors are taking it on the chin right now because probably for the first year since, kids have been graduating from high school, these kids can't do a normal graduation. They can't have a normal, quote unquote, normal experience like I had, like you may have had coming out of high school. That whole senior year thing, man, come on. That's a moment in your life you never forget, your senior year. Senior class trip. I mean, I remember my senior year almost day for day, okay? I remember how I didn't want to leave home right after high school because I wanted to play for the summer before I went to boot camp. It was all part of my senior year, okay? I had work study. I only went to school half a day, and then I went to work the other half of the day. I mean, it was like one of the best years of my life, my senior year in high school. And to think that some kids right now have to deal with this, can't go out, can't do this, can't, none of the stuff that we did. But Lamont Brown is out there trying to give them some kind of happiness and some kind of joy. And he's doing something for the kids, y'all. Y'all give a shout out to my man Lamont Brown right now. Don't give me no hearts. Give Lamont Brown a heart right now. Y'all just give Lamont some hearts. Shout out to my man Lamont Brown. What is he doing? He's taking photos and doing interviews. I see you, man. I'll be checking you out. Interviewing some of the high school kids. He's going to some other like business owners and entrepreneurs and having them give shout outs to the seniors. I want to give a shout out to the seniors right now. Y'all keep your heads up. I know it ain't fair. It's not fair. Doesn't seem right. But you got to adapt. And you will tell your story one day. You will be one of the ones that'll be here that'll tell your story about how you went through this and you were a part of history. As ugly as it may seem right now, you will recall these days. And I want to shout out my man Lamont because even with all of the risk factors of contracting the virus, he's still going out. And I hope you're being safe, Lamont. And I'm going to say a special prayer for you tonight in my prayers that the God keeps you safe, man. It keeps you safe because you're doing God's work. This is God's work. He says, listen to what he says. The risk factor is there, but the more I push against it, something tells me to keep pushing. I got you. I got you. Listen to what he said. I got you. That's God. Listen to this. I had a donor, a potential living donor, that had volunteered to want to donate her organ, her kidney. This was last year. And she was going through it. I said, okay, I had a long talk with her. But before I even get into it, I'm not condemning her because she didn't have to step up in the first place to want to volunteer. I'm just telling the story. Had a long talk with her. I said, listen, make sure you're sure about this because this is a big decision. She said she was sure. I said, I gave her all kind of information to read, gave her websites to go to and read up on what, what to expect and everything else. So she was going through the testing process. My wife and I were literally thinking that we would get good news for Christmas last year. We really were. We were thinking that one of my Christmas gifts would be to find out that everything we went through and it was all a go, and we could go forward with this surgery, and we would schedule it first thing in 2020. That's what we were thinking. This is last year. Hadn't heard anything. I'm starting to get dark out here. All right, I'm starting to run out of light. I may have to go cut my lights on. But hadn't heard anything. So Christmas comes, New Year's comes. The day after New Year's Day, January the 2nd, I get a text message from her. And she says, hey, I'm not going to be able to, and it was very short and cold, really. I'm not going to be able to complete the testing process. It took me a week to just respond to that text. It put me in shock. When it happened, I said, Lord, help me understand this, Lord. Help me understand, please, because I don't understand this. You built me up. You built my hopes up. I'm thinking I'm going to hear any day now that it was a match. She's a match, and everything is good, and we can go forward with the transplant. And we can it's just a matter of us scheduling it first thing in January, like January or February. But here I get word on January 2nd, which I believe she knew before the holidays. She just didn't want to tell me during the Christmas holidays to ruin my holidays. So she waited till after the holidays and told me on January the 2nd. And I said, Lord, please help me understand this. Please help me understand this. And this is the words God said to me. He spoke to me. He says, Mike, I got you. Maybe that's the word for this message right here. Mike, I got you. You stop worrying about yourself and start worrying about other people. And this is the message, y'all. I'm coming right now. I almost want to turn some lights on so y'all can see me. All right? In fact, give me 10 seconds. I got to turn some lights on. I'll be right back. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, that's much better. I wanted to do that because I wanted to wrap this video up and I didn't want to be in the dark trying to wrap it up. But this is the message, y'all, and it just came. Here it is. And thank you so much, Lamont, for that. Here it is. What God is telling us all. The same thing he told me, the same thing he spoke to Lamont. He speaks to Lamont. Mike, I got you. This is what God told me. He says, Mike, I got you. I got you. I got you, Mike. I got you. You stop worrying about yourself. What I want you to do, I want you to, and this is what he told me. He said, I want you to focus on other people. I want you to go out here and I want you to help other people. Stop worrying about yourself. Worry about other people. Help other people. Help other people. Help other people. Because you know why? I got you, Mike. I got you. I got you. Just like God spoke to Lamont. And he said, something tells me to keep pushing. I got you. That ain't no something, Lamont. That's God. That's God telling you, listen, you keep pushing. I got you. You keep doing this work I want you to do for these seniors out here. I'm using you in that way. And I got you. Okay? So this is the word, y'all. Thank you, Lamont. You brought the word, brother. You brought the message. This is the word. God is telling us, no matter what's going on, no matter what's going on, we're in the storm, y'all. No matter what's going on, the waves. Remember the ship? We're on the ship. We're in the storm. The winds are whipped up. And we're in the boat. And it's a storm like we've never seen before. Lord, this is it. This is the one. We're in this storm. And we've never seen it before. We've been through storms in our life, but not like this. And this might be the one that'll take us out. And we're afraid. Okay. Lord, do you not care about us? Master, do you not care about us? We will perish. And Jesus did what? He rebuked the winds. He rebuked the sea. And there was a calm. And there was a calm. And he asked, where is your faith? God has you. God has us all. I don't care what it looks like, y'all. I don't care what it looks like. You can watch the news. You can look at the reports. You can see people dropping like flies, literally. Dying by the minute. No matter what it looks like, God's got you. God has you. God has you. Listen to me when I say, God has you. I wish I could remember the scriptures verbatim as far as where that story is in the Bible, but y'all know the one I'm talking about. I just spoke on it Sunday. Okay? What was my message on Sunday? Peace, be still. This is what God said. Jesus said. He said what? Peace. Oh. Be still. Be still. Listen to the calm. Listen to the birds right now. Be still. Peace, be still. We don't know what's going to happen, y'all. But what I want you to do, no matter what happens, I want you to be at peace. Julie Merchant, I see you. Tell your husband I said hello. Hey, hey, this is a private joke. Watch this. Julie Merchant, this is for you. I want you to do this. Tell your husband, Darren, right? I'm going to let him work on the airplane. Tell him I'm going to let him do some op checks tonight. He'll get a kick out of that. He'll get, and only he knows what that means. All right? Only he knows what that means. Tell him I'm going to let him do the radio altimeter check tonight. I hope you're well, Julie. And I hope your husband's well. I hope your family's well and safe. But yeah, we call him Dino. We used to call him Dino. I think, yeah, Darren Walker, we call him Dino. Right? Tell Dino I said, I'm going to let him do the radio altimeter check tonight. But look, I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. Peace be still. Peace be still. In the rage of the storm, when everything seems like it's going south and death is imminent, it just seems like death is imminent, and surely we will perish, and we cry out to God, Lord, do you not care about us? Do you not care about us? What did we do? Whatever we did, Lord, please forgive us. What did we do? God is not punishing us. He's not. We may think he is. We may think, what did we do to deserve this? What did mankind do to deserve this? I will say that God is not happy with mankind. This is just my personal opinion. I think there's a lot of things that are going on in this world that God is truly unhappy with. And he's trying to get our attention. And by God, I believe he really is, okay? But guess what? Even with all of that, folks still aren't recognizing God. They'll look at everything else except God. And God is just sitting there, and God will wait on you. Believe me, I am speaking from experience. I will never talk to you about something that I haven't personally experienced in my life. God will wait on you. And guess what? It's like, what is it? It's like, I forget the analogy I want to use, but it's like playing chicken. You know, you don't want to play chicken with God because, you know, He'll wait on you as long as you go. As long as you want to wait, he'll wait. As long as you want to hold out, he'll wait. And he'll let you go through all kind of turmoil in your life. You'll try everything else, every drug, every experience, everything. And then God will sit right there and wait on you until you come back home. He'll wait on you. And he'll give you chance after chance after chance after chance. He'll be patient and wait. But he'll outlast you. And then you'll come back and you'll finally give and say, okay, I give up, man. I can't do this. I'm done. He'll say, okay, that's what I was waiting on. And God is just simply waiting on man to say, hey, you know what, Lord, forgive us of our ways. This is all God, in my opinion, this is all God is really, in my opinion. I like when people try to tell you what God's thinking. How you know what God's thinking? I'm just speaking on what God has inspired me to believe and think, okay? But I believe that God is sitting there saying, you know what? I'm just waiting on y'all to say, listen, Lord, we're sorry. You know, we've turned to everything else except you. And we have ways that we do here on earth and in this world that we know you are not happy with. But we still do it. Okay, we know there are things that we do that's wrong, and we know we're wrong. And we try to make it right. See, when you try to make right wrong and wrong right, you're going to have problems all day long. You're going to always have problems when you try to make right wrong and wrong right. And too many times right now in this world as we speak, as I speak, too many people are trying to make wrong right and right wrong. They try to twist it up, change it around, but you can't do it. You just can't do it. No matter how much you try, when you try to make right wrong and wrong right, you're going to have some problems. And all God is going to do is sit there and wait till you acknowledge that you made mistakes, fall down on your knees, ask for forgiveness, repent, and promise to never return to your wicked ways. That's all he's asking for. And then he'll say, okay, that's all I've been waiting for. Virus gone. Here's your cure. Here's your vaccine. Here's your antidote. Here's your answer you've been asking for and waiting for and looking for and trying to discover on your own. So in closing, just remember, no matter what you're going through, in the midst of the storm, God has you. Lamont, God has you, my brother. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. And I truly believe God will keep you safe. I believe he will take you in areas that you might be exposed to the virus and you won't get it because you're doing his work. And in fact, I'm going to pray for a hedge of protection around you right now, that God will protect you as you go out and do his work. Everyone else, I pray for you and your family. Stay safe. They're opening back up the economy. They're more worried about what? Look at what we're doing, y'all. Look at what we're doing. They're more, and I'm not going to say we. Look at what they're doing. They're more concerned with what? Opening the economy up. They're more concerned with finances and money. And I know we got to have that. Yes. Yes. We have to have an economy. We can't sit in the house forever. Well, I know that. But when you put that as your first priority, they're more concerned with money than they are you. So you guys be careful. Ida, I see you. So you guys be careful. They're willing to accept mass casualties. They've told you this. If you haven't gotten that by now, I mean, you have to like try to not understand this. You have to go out of your way to not understand what's going on around you. You really do. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but you have to be as listen. You have to be as bright as this rock here, or you're going out of your way not to understand. Because they're making no bones about telling you in your face they don't care if you die. We got to get this economy rolling. That's more important to us right now. You know, winning this election is going to be more important to me than you know how many people die. Casualties, I'm willing to accept 500,000. That's not me. This is, some people out there. Yeah, I'm willing to take 500,000 if it takes that. 200,000, 300,000 people dead. We're at what, 70 right now? They're willing for it to double, triple, if it means getting what they want. Y'all read between the lines. So with that, the reason I'm saying that is because you have to protect yourself. You be careful when you go out. There's so many people that aren't concerned about this thing. They think it's a hoax. And those are the people who are going to help make it continue to go up until they take it serious. So you guys be careful. I'll pray for each and every one of you. And remember, in closing, the theme turned out to be tonight, God has you. God has you. God has you. God has you. Do not worry, do not fear, lean to your faith. God has you, okay? So with that, I'm going to sign off. I was going to start a little fire. Probably could have started one by now, but I'm going to go in. It's a nice, cool night. It'll be a nice night to sit out here tonight. I'm out here in Peacehaven, but I'm going to call it a night. I love you guys. Hope you guys be safe, and we'll be checking in with you probably tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Breakfast Club or the Lunch Bunch. I'm going to do one or the other tomorrow, Friday. All right, peace. Love you.